Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a match between Ample and Sacsri. This is a recent replay sent to me by RJB. He's a good caster. You should check him out at RJB TV here on YouTube. Just put RJB TV in the search bar and you will find him. Bottom left-hand corner, we have the White Terran player. It is Ample. And in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the Red Zerg player, Sacsri. So these two guys, excellent, great ASL players currently for the year for 2020. I like to mix it up sometimes, right? 2020 replays, 2019 replays, 2010 replays, 2001 replays. Man, I can't believe Brood War is 20 years old already. Well, 22 years old. We already had the 20-year celebration back in 2018, but... it still shocks me that it's over 20 years old. But thinking back to when it came out, my life is very different from that time, I can tell you that. Anyway, drone scouting here is Sacsri. No SCV Scout, Overlord scouting, Terry the Overlord. Having a good time. Hello, Mr. Tree, he says. Hello, Mr. Rock, he says. He's a very, very friendly Overlord, Terry is. Alright, so it's going to be an Overpool or a 12 Hatcheroonie here from Sacsri. Both players over 400 APM. Barracks coming up here for Ample. Nothing too crazy here on Fighting Spirit, the 4-player map. It's kind of hard to rush on 4-player maps, so macro games are the standard here on Fighting Spirit. Yeah, there we go. 12 Hatch, ka-chunk. And 1 Rax Expand, I feel like, here from Ample. Because, you know... nobody has any idea where anybody else is at this point. Which is kind of fun. There's a little mystery in StarCraft if you don't know where your opponent is. StarCraft 2 ladder maps are all 2v2 these days, and so you know where your opponent is right off the bat. And I don't know, like... I get it. I get why they want to do that, but at the same time... I miss the 4-player map days. I really do. Obviously, Brood War is totally fine with having 4-player maps in the current day and the current year. So StarCraft 2 maybe should get on board. It's just the problem is when you're vetoing maps, if there's one that's a 4v4, it's going to get vetoed into the ground. Because StarCraft 2 players are so used to 2v2 these days. Anyway, enough StarCraft 2 talk. You guys don't care about that. Terry the Overlord says, this is where my Terran opponent is. He's expanding at a very normal, regular style time here. SCV says, alright, there's not even a spawning pool yet, so clearly I don't have to make any Marines whatsoever. I guess we'll start one. And just make a ton of SCVs and expand real good. And maybe, I don't know, we have a lot of options as Terran, right? You can start going pure bio, throw up 6 racks, and call it good through the whole game. Just nothing but bio, Marines, Medics, Firebats, and Science Vessels. We've seen that win on the channel. I know you Terran fans hate it when you see that and the Terran player loses, but it's a viable strat. We've seen players like Flash do it. We've seen players like not Flash do it. It's fine. You can also start out with bio, right? You can do a little bit of a push here. You know, with 12 Marines or 10 Marines and a couple Medics. And then swatch? That's a watch brand. And then swap on in here into the mech, or you could just start going mech the whole time, if that's what you're into. Engineering bay on the way, but that is, I mean, that's got to be for +1. There's no way that engineering bay timing is for missile turrets. It doesn't make any sense if that's the case. Love this macro hatch from Sacsri. Sacsri, I believe, is what the actual pronunciation that is. Anyway, hit that like button if you're enjoying the cast so far. It's just been a very casual ZVT starter here for your Tuesday. If you don't know who I am, I'm Falcon Paladin. I post 5 Brood War things every single week. Every week, I don't miss days, yo. It might not be good for my health sometimes, but by golly, I do not miss days. That is what I'm known for, is consistency on the StarCraft scene. So feel free to sub. You're not going to be disappointed, I can tell you that much. All right, yeah, Engineering Bay definitely going for that +1 attack timing. So this is going to be a bit of an aggressive opening here with the bio. A bunch of Lings out. They don't have speed yet, nor is it going to be done anytime soon. So they can't really jump on this or try to go for a run-by either. But maybe they're just here to poke and prod, and if a couple Marines want to poke their heads out, they're going to die. Just, you know, put some Fear of Zerg here into Ample. Third base timing for Sacsri needs to be soon. Spire gets started right at 4:55. Yeah. So basically, when the Spire finishes is when you start missile turret production, which means you did not need an engineering bay that fast, unless obviously you're going for a +1 attack timing, which Sacsri doesn't know about. He doesn't know how fast the engineering bay came up whatsoever, but he is feeling a little bit worried, so he's going to throw up a Sunken here, and he's not getting a third base. Little bit shocked by this. I mean, it is hard to hold a third base against Terran until you get Lurker Tech out, so I think a Hydralisk Stand would be in order here sooner rather than later. And I like that he's not turning this into a Sunken until he knows that he needs it. It's going to be a creep colony for now. Then we can make a Sunken as necessary. But, oh, here we go. Pure bio, man. 4 racks. We're probably going to get into 5 or 6 racks here on 2 bases. Maybe even more if we expand up that left side. And, yep, Ample going for that bio play, which is, you know, pretty zippy with Stim. Hits pretty hard with Stim, too. Stim, like, maybe the best upgrade in the game. I've said it's Adrenal Glands in the past, because it increases attack speed by like 40%, which is nuts for Zerglings. But Stim does increase attack rate and movement speed. It's kind of a twofer here. It does extra damage and you move faster at the same time. All right, so 9 mutas in production. Range coming in for the Marines. Missile turret production is now, and it is. See? Oh, wait, that's not a missile turret at all. No, but really though, we're very, very interested in some missile turret production. Production tab says, no, Falcon, shut up. We're just gonna move. You can't, no. There's gonna be 3 Sunkens here. If you move out and you don't have any Sunkens, you're going to die. Okay, finally. Missile turrets under construction. They feel a little bit late, but we're fine. We are totally fine. I don't know, I freaked out for no reason. The mutas are gonna show up. Oh, hang on. Hang on! Get in there, get in there. Okay, well. So the southern side's not protected by anything right now, which is exceptionally bad. And a third base is coming up now. So yes, you can also get a third base up if your opponent is worried about Mutalisks killing his SCVs before you have a Lurker Tech up. But you really want that Lurker Tech. You can't skip it in this matchup. Not if your opponent has this much bio out at this stage of the game, and they have range, and you can tell they have range, because they're shooting you from further away than they normally can. I mean, by normally, I mean they could for the first 6 minutes of this game. Alright, so these links here to make sure not a third base doesn't happen. Third base timing for the Zerg player looking pretty fantastic, and so far, I think the damage done by these mutas has been good. It hasn't been the best damage of all time. Dude, that Queen's Nest timing, though, woo! He really wants to get Plague and Dark Swarm up, man. Defilers really make dealing with all of these Marines so much easier. It is so much easier to handle this. Yeah, so Science Vessel coming in. A couple racks in production here sooner rather than later. He's got so many Mutalisks. He's got 13. He has 13. That's a large number. This, I mean, what Sacsri is doing with these Lings is also just beautiful. Oh, the mutas, though. Okay, we're losing some of our dudes, guys. Ling run by, and in the natural base a little bit. You get some damage on a turret, but not kill it. Partially because of the repair, partially because, yeah, because of the Marines responding here. This timing is just gorgeous. We're moving on just a beeline right up here to the top right-hand corner. Lurkers morphing in now. Drone transfer happening just before the Marines show up. This is some tight window that Sacsri is going for right now. So this egg on the ramp is to block anyone from trying to come up the ramp, because it's hard to kill an egg with Marines. And look how long it takes. These guys have Stim, and they're like 1-2 damage at a time. The Lurkers. Oh, is it a trap? Lurker. Oh, Lurker makes it out, and now you're not getting up there. Rats. Muta harass down here at the natural base. There's a couple Marines. There are 4 turrets. This is not happening. Like, I'm not really a fan of what you're trying to do here, Sacsri. The mutas are going to be good elsewhere, I really feel like. Yeah, so there's your hive coming in. Pop! Popping at 9.5 minutes. That is some pretty darn zippy hive timing, but he really wants this plague. As the Defiler round starts sub 10 minutes. That is some great timing from Sacsri. Alright. Fantastic. Defiler round, yes. Science Vessels, yes. Both players going for them spellcasters, which again is what changes a good StarCraft player to an elite StarCraft player, is the use of spellcasters. You can go pretty far, honestly, in StarCraft if you just macro your face off, and you can macro better than your opponents and just have more stuff. But at the same time, what it comes down to largely is spellcasting. And if you can use Defilers and your opponent cannot, for example, you're probably going to win the game. If you don't have Science Vessels versus Zerg, it's going to be much harder to beat them. If you don't have Dark Swarm and Plague versus Terran, again, much harder to beat them. Okay, that was just too many kills. A little bit casual there from Ample. Don't like that at all. Consume getting researched. Defiler Mound is done. Muta's just missile turrets obliterating them kind of haphazardly here. Don't like it very much. The Muta's heading on back home. So many Mutas have died here. This has not been very careful Muta play for Sacsri at all, but he has killed a bunch of stuff. This is a great setup from Ample, man. It really is. Until Dark Swarm is done. Oh, that Scourge. Dem Scourge, though. No reason to get up this close. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Dude, is Ample just going to win this thing now? Defensive Matrix is up on this Marine. Hero Marine trying to kill a Lurker by himself. Not going super well. Nice job picking off a couple tanks. With the Mutalisks, though. Again, the Mutaflok is 4 now. It was 12. It was 13. Still, a bunch of Marines remain here. There is the Science Vessel. It doesn't have energy to do anything at this point. But the Lurker gets focused down. Ling's jumping on top of the Marines. More Lurkers popping on out now. And this might be where Ample is just either gonna try to do what he can. Oh, especially with the Dark Swarm. That is your retreat. I mean, that's got to be a drill for professional Terran players, right? Is Dark Swarm retreat? There's nothing that you have that's great in there except for Fire Bats, and you don't have any Fire Bats. Marines especially just need to run their little legs off here. Okay, Plague is getting researched. Consume is the important upgrade because it effectively gives Defilers unlimited energy. Effectively, not literally, but effectively. And Ample never expanded behind that. I feel like he was going for a 2-base, a bit of an all-in. He did get some damage done on this hatchery, which is great. If he could have killed this hatch, he probably would have been in position to win this game, but nope. Not at all. So it's time to go ahead and poke the 3rd base again. Now we have siege tanks and science vessels for the high ground, so these Lurkers do not own this ramp 100% anymore. You can get up there with your siege tank firing on them. Scourge. God, that's just not good Scourge control. Never mind. Like, worse army control for Ample. I can't believe we got that science vessel. That was huge. You can't get up this ramp now. It's like, well, crap. I guess I could scan up there. It does have ComSat, so that might work. And actually, sure, it also... Oh, boy. Hey, you guys just got left behind, huh? Oh, some of them made it out to tell their tale, but look at this. Ample's just going home. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry, Ample. That is not good for you at all. 2 macro hatches coming up at the 3rd base for Sacsri. He's probably going to take a 4th at this point. He's at 40 workers. Yeah, I'd say Sacsri is doing just fine. Metasynaptic Node for Defiler Energy is the 3rd upgrade that we're going to get here, and I don't know. It's interesting, right? Why don't we ever see ghosts, people ask. Why don't we ever see queens, people ask. I'm like, well, the upgrades are expensive. Like, well, yeah, but I mean, to make a Defiler really what it is 3 separate upgrades, man. It's a lot of upgrades. Ultralisk Cavern on the way here from Sacsri, and maybe the point is that Defilers, when they're good, they're really, really good. And Queens, when they're good, not that good. And Ghosts, when they're good, not that good. Not worth it, you know? Radiate coming down. Defiler gets a Plague Ooh down. Beautiful Plague Ooh. No, you have to keep moving. You have to keep moving, or these medics will drain all the energy all of the energy reserves that they have will be drained trying to repair damage they can't repair. You can't repair through this. Look at this. Everybody's dying. This medic is doing all right for itself. I don't know why. This is so bad. Look at this, and then you just jump into the rest of the army. Oh, did that Spider Mine do friendly fire? I think that was a Spider Mine friendly fire hit. Whoa, what the what? Vulture's just, you know, randomly running up this way. Is he? He's teching into mech all of a sudden. He has all these barracks. Like, he's lifting off all the barracks. Oh, man. Ample's doing the transition. It's really interesting because it feels like Terran can do it whenever they want, right? They can transition into mech from bio whenever they feel like it. There's not really a set time for this. It's just, I'll throw down a couple extra factories. I've already got one. So throwing down 2 more is not a huge investment. And then I'll just make a couple more factories. And it's going to be vultures and tanks from here on out. So, hey, Terran fans, you got your wish. This is not Ample going for bio and science vessels the entire game. He instead is going to go for dem vultures and dem siege tanks. And this is going to be harder for Sacsri to handle. That's the point that I will agree with you on, Terran fans, is if a Terran fan or a Terran player, that was a lot of dead Scourge, man. Oh, that's beautiful. Defiler, defensive Dark Swarm, not enough energy for a plague. Run! Ooh, maybe now with the consume. Nope, dude, this Defiler and Bob is alive for some reason. Plague. Okay, decent plague, dead. We'll take it, man. We'll take a plague, honestly, against these bio units. So, what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by this game is, yes, I agree with you. It's easier for the Zerg player to handle a Terran player who is just going pure bio, a science vessel. In the hands of somebody like Flash, it's abjectly terrifying, but the rest of us mortals, the rest of the Terran players on Earth, it's not as scary. It's a lot scarier if suddenly the Terran player has a bajillion siege tanks. And it's just impossible to break across the ground for anything that Zerg has. Everything is too squishy. Spider Mines are just constantly getting good trades against Zerglings. The Spider Mines are free, effectively. You can quibble about the definition here. Oh, dude, remember them 4 Mutalisks we had? Oh my gosh, the 4 Mutalisks are paying for themselves in incredible ways. There's nothing here that can shoot these guys. It's fire bats and vultures and siege tanks. The remnants of the bio are like, get away from our siege tanks. Yamutas do just irradiate every single Mutalisk, apparently. He didn't even get a hit off. Boo. Bad show. Bad show, my friend. Alright, so we're still going Ultras, which... I don't know, man. Ultras can be good against Terran if they're meching... If they're dropped, is that fair to say? Dude, don't just lose these mutas for nothing. You're going to have to make another one later. You're going to be plaguing science vessels and wish you had a Mutalisk to kill them. Man, it's 150 to 141 supply. Ample is up. He's got a 5th base running right now. His 4th base is done too. Expand over this way is great. Vulture's trying to sneak around. Where did that oh, there he is. Does get picked off. And this is the drops. Okay, so this is what I was worried about from Sacsri, but he did get the drops. So good. This is how you beat a meching Terran player, is you drop in places they can't be. You do not engage directly into huge tank lines. Everything will die. You do drop on expansions that are lightly defended or hard to defend for the Terran player exactly perfectly, and you make them pay for it by forcing them to lift off that 5th CC. And the SCVs are forced to run or die. A lot of them, I think, did die. 51 to 57 total workers here. Vultures obviously have speed at this point, because why not? 1-1 done for the mech as well. So Sacsri does pull ahead. 166 to 152 total supply. He's happily sitting on 5 bases. The 6th is a little bit hard for Zerg. We haven't really seen a meching Terran in what feels like a long time against a Zerg. Not Marine. What is it? 1 kill, 1 Defiler? No, 6 kills. He's a private. Thanks for asking. He can't stop this drop all by him. Look at this lurker. I don't care. Oh, siege tanks though. Siege tanks are more of a problem. Dude, Ultra's coming out of... coming out of Overlords is so intimidating. Dude, these guys, though. Siege tank splash is a problem. Spider-Mine splash a problem, too. But look at this Ling's getting in this mineral line. Dude, Sacsri is really trying to win this game. He's doing great, by the way. It's 48 workers remaining for Ample right now. Not where he wants to be. He finally does clean this thing up, but, yeah, drops. I don't know who the first Zerg player was that was like, the way we can beat this... with drops, right? I wonder who the first Zerg player was to figure out how to beat mech with drops. If you know, let me know in the comments. Tanks, kind of. Some of them are sieging, some of them are not. Defensive matrix up there too. Oh, the ultras just die. I like the Ultralisk. It's like my second favorite unit by design. It really is, but geez, they explode real nice. However, Zerglings are more of a problem for these siege tanks. Oh, the Dark Swarm is a little bit late. How many Lings are left up here to get rid of these guys? Not that many. Dude, the quadruple Dark Swarm. Look at this. Look how much this is covering. That's some beautiful placement from Sacsri. Unfortunately, no units there to take advantage of it. It was almost very cool. Like, not game-endy, but it was going to wipe out this base. You kill the remainder of these tanks. Of course, there's more tanks here now, but... Scourge, hunting, but you kill this base, and I think you're in a pretty good spot. He does take the 6 o'clock for his 6th, which makes a lot of sense. Both players at about 150 supply here. Here at 21 minutes into the game. Burrow on the way from Sacsri. Just more and more siege tanks out here for Ample. Science vessels in production. And yeah, vultures are bad at killing buildings, but you know, give them enough time, they'll take care of it. Really no problem. Dude, look, you can't send 4 Zerglings up here to handle this. This is better. This is a better number. I have to admit. See, no, this is where I've seen Zerg players lose faith in the drop strategy. Sacsri's going queens. Sacsri is... Oh my gosh, these guys are still alive. Sacsri is trying to break the queen curse. Again, it's been broken. We've seen Zerg players go Terran against... or go queen against a meching Terran and win. It's not very frequent. It's not great. But again, continue to come here on the ground. I don't know. Actually doing okay. They got +3 attack. Jeez. Like, unsieged tanks do pretty well against Ultralisks, it turns out. Scourge hits! Scourge hits! Scourge hits on those science vessels. Really, really nicely played. Really nicely done. These vultures are still here, by the way, in case you were wondering. Dude, friendly fire splash is going to kill that siege tank, and maybe even this one too. You ready for this one to die? Oh, friendly fire splash down to 46 HP. That was not the ultra doing that work. Look at him repairing too. Ample's a good Terran player. He repairs. Yeah, I worry. This is Sacsri. I feel like he's giving up on his drop strategy. He's coming across the ground to these attacks. That said, he's wiping out this third base of Ample pretty effectively. I was going to say right now, this is going really, really well for him. He's going to get this refinery. Adrenal glands is obviously done. The Ling's running, oh jeez, running across an open field just to die. 3-3, fully upgraded Adrenal Lings here are abjectly terrifying. He's going to try to dislodge these stupid vultures from almost killing this hatchery, and finally he does it. Spider Mine, ooh, actually the Ultralisk killed that Spider Mine. That's new. Refinery probably going to burn down, although we have seen Ample repair stuff before. But again, this base is important. Sacsri needs to have this base, and like I'd feel better if he had the 12 o'clock too, honestly. He is up 172 to 143 supply here at 23 minutes, so he's in a pretty good position. It's just Ultralings all day. This is a little more larva style than I would prefer against somebody as good as Ample is. He's just, again, rallying Lings and Ultras across the map and just kind of A-moving them into the enemy as well as they can. Scourge really just hanging out. How many science vessels even are there? Are there 2? There might be 2 for Ample, but these are the lines. These are the lines that are problematic for Zerg. The spider mines, the missile turrets, the siege tanks kind of staggered behind each other there. That is what is hard for just a ground force of Zerg to break at all. 100% period, the end. I love the scouting barracks because in order to kill those, what you need are Mutalisks or Hydras, which are not things that Sacsri wants to build right now. He wants to go Ling Ultra and a bajillion Queens. So here he goes. He's going to try to wipe out all the tanks on this high ground, I think. He's trying to stay out of range of the missile turrets. No, there's more. Oh, there we go. Coming on in. coming on in. Dude, this is sort of really working right now. Remember what I said about this top left base being in trouble? Once these tanks are gone, well, technically true, but gee willikers, the reinforcing tanks, problematic. This is so coming in on the ground, man. Like, you've got get up here in this mineral line. Some of you lings didn't get up the mineral line. I don't even know. Finally, that broodling dies. This ultra, this is kind of hiding. It's like, I know you can't see me. I'm behind the refinery. It is kind of hilarious how little damage vultures do to ultras. No, 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 no. Go back. Go kill the SCVs. No! I said no. Sacsri holding on to the 12 o'clock base. This feels good. Oh, the Plague Dark Swarm Ling jumping on your siege tanks and your Goliaths. Yeah, and the Science Vessel's gonna die too. Ready for this? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, got it. Ooh, first one died, second one didn't. He holds on to the 12 o'clock base. So, what even killed this? I see. Low ground siege tanks. Like I said, these are hard to hold bases for Zerg. 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock are difficult. So I like that he has both. I really... Oh, but siege tanks killing the 12 o'clock too. Dude, this game might get an epic tag. I don't even... If really... I mean, Sacsri's up. He is. Oh my gosh. No, get up the ramp. Get up the ramp. Oh my gosh. That 10 kill siege tank is such a bust. Apple just continuing to produce tanks 4 at a time, 2 vultures at a time here. Dude, I guess dropping's not an option up here anymore because of all the missile turrets. Well played, Ample. Really nicely done. Plague-oo! All over a bunch of these siege tanks. Oh, Spider Mine just killing them ultras, man. Just killing them. The 6 o'clock dies. The 12 o'clock dies. Sacsri, where are your queens? They didn't all die. I don't know what could have killed all the queens. Here they are. Here they are. So, okay. We're getting there. We're getting there to where we can... it's 150 to spawn Broodling. It's coming back for round 2. Let's see if Ample's going to be ready for this. I don't like this Ling attack at all. Like, not even the littlest or the teeniest or tiniest of bits for Sacsri here. They got a tank. It's just... It's the cost efficiency that murders me. Oh, 1 Ling on a mission. Hang on. Hang on, you gotta micro a little bit. Replace the base, Sacsri. You can do it. The tanks are gone. You have 1,400 minerals in your bank right now. That's a massive. That's really good. Is he just gonna... He knows the missile turrets are here. He does. He hears ya. Really don't care. Alright, this is where we live now. Is Dropsville on top of missile turrets, USA. Again, kind of going for the mineral line, but also getting dragged into the siege tank shenanigans. That base does end up lifting off, which is really, really nice. But no, stay away. This is like 20 siege tanks or more down there. No, bad. Okay, refinery, nice. Stopping all the mining in the top left is nice. It's technically a 4-basing Ample right now, which is not good for Ample. He's down 10 supply to the Zerg player. 12 o'clock, well, as a thought, it's dead. Honestly, replace this one, Sacsri. Come on, man, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, these Lings, again, into the meat grinder. He's just, he hasn't given up on the drops. Oh, the queens are hunting. They got one. They got a tank there. You notice the Goliaths with the Charon boost causing problems, though. So this is interesting. It's kind of like babysitting these queens pretty darn effectively, I gotta say. Dude, this base is under attack here, too. This is scrappy. This is an incredibly good scrap fest. He keeps trying to take this 12 o'clock. Finally, hatched down to the 6 o'clock base. 12 o'clock is not going to happen. Stop trying to make the 12 o'clock base happen. Ample desperately trying to save his 3 o'clock. This third base is big time important for him. That, I mean, he needs it. I guess he has this one, and I guess he now has that top left base there too. No! No! How many? 1, 2, 3 tanks? Oh, Queen dies for it too. Again, +3 Goliath anti-air is bananas. It will cause you all sorts of grief as a Zerg player. Alright. So at this point, Sacsri is up 142 to 115 total supply. That is a good place to be as a Zerg player. He's trying to go for just a pure Ling drop up this way, but I guess he was replanting his missile turrets. That's right, Ample is. Ample is a good Terran player. This Overlord gonna die before it unloads anything, which sucks. These ones might be allowed to unload all of... That's good. And, dude, repair. Okay. So, can you repair through adrenal gland attacks from Zerglings? Dude, SCV is getting massacred here. Drones. Not drones. Goliaths, vultures, all sorts of problematic. Look at these Scourge, though. They're on a mission. Got one. And hit the other one, too. That's pretty good. SCV count down to 50 right now. 6 o'clock base technically exists for Sacsri, but there's nothing mining from it. So that's not great. I don't know. Is this Sacsri's game to win? 154 to 119 supply is a pretty good place to be, but it's the tanks. The tanks could be so cost efficient here. We've seen it time and time again. 3 siege tanks on top of a ramp, couple spider mines, and Ultralisk dead. How many more Ultras do you have? How much swarming are you capable of doing? The answer is actually a heck of a lot. Wow, that went a lot better than I thought it would. The radiate on the Ultra is problematic. Ooh, 12 o'clock is actually alive and thriving right now. This might be Sacsri's game, guys. Down to 79 supply is Ample. This poor Ultralisk. He does 2 kills, overextended just a little bit there, I think. Dude, oh my gosh. SCVs cannot kill this Ultralisk. I don't care how little HP he has. That I refuse to allow that to ever be a thing that happens in a game of StarCraft. An SCV killing an Ultralisk. No, I don't care if it has 1 HP. You do not get to kill an Ultra with SCVs. It makes no sense. Command center lifted. This base is in trouble, but guess what? These ones are still running. Oh my gosh, we actually made some Hydras to get rid of these forever scouting barracks that have been around for some time. Oh, tank down. That was a waste of a spawn broodling on that one. It was dead anyway. Sure, why not? Oh, radiate. Really problematic. But dude, 78 total supply here for Ample. He doesn't have anything of a bank. Sacsri is rolling with a pretty decent bank here. He plagues the command center. Okay, I'm on board with that one. Vulture's trying to sneak up here. You know what? That's a dead defiler. Nicely done. Vultures, man. Good work. Morphing in some lurkers on the ramp so the Goliaths can't get up here is a hot move. That's a really, really solid move there. The poor Hydra. Oh, ooh. Ah! Turned himself into an egg to avoid dying. Almost died. Turned himself back into a Hydra and died. That was quite a run, if you ask me. But it's only 35 SCVs. No, we didn't. We got an infested command center. A centre du command infesté. I don't know how to say that in French. We're not going to get infested Terrans. He can afford it. He's got available supply. He's got, 300 gas. The problem is, even if you kill this top base, the 6 o'clock is running pretty darn healthily. Is healthily a word? I assume it is. Golly, Spider-Mine hits though. Ample is fighting hard. He's down like 70 supply, which is bad. Just everything is bad about that. But man, plagued tanks getting smacked upon by Ultras and Lings. Not a good place to be if you're a Terran player. And I think Ample is really starting to bleed here. I can't believe that barracks is still alive. I really can't believe it. High ground siege tanks, man. High ground siege tank. 14 kills on that high ground siege tank. He's a hero for the Sons of Korhal, or whoever White is, I can't remember. Should really have some kind of a cheat sheet next to me when I'm casting these. Dude. Ow! Ample, look, Ample is putting up one heck of a fight here. He's refusing to go down without swinging. This Sunken is, like, worth its weight in gold against these vultures for sure. Spider Mine! Bam! Also, high ground siege tank. We mentioned that already. SCV's dying to that. Oh, got the first Spider Mine. Second one was the end of him. This has been a really dangerous place to work this entire game for Ample, but it's okay. We didn't... I feel like we would have known. Dude, Sacsri is not... He's not running very much money at the moment. But he does have the 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock, and they're pretty well defended and not really in a lot of trouble at all. This might be it. This is just too much Ling Ultra, man. Sacsri able to technically hold on to 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock long enough. And GG Ample. Sacsri is your winner in 35 minutes and gee willikers seconds there. 58 seconds. We got an Infested Command Center. We got an Ultra-Linging player winning against a Meching Terran player. Rarities. Rarities of rarities in this game today. And again, I think the keys are, 1, no bases died today. I lied. Sacsri did end up losing the 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock a couple times. But the core, the home world, the home planets, never ended up getting killed, which is really, really important in order to get into the late game as a Zerg player. And yes, traditionally it's hard to hold on to 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock as a Zerg player, but he did it. And at the end of the day, he had to replant this one a couple times, replant 12 o'clock a couple times, if not 3 times. But eventually had enough to hold on. And the drops combined with the Queen. Oh, and Queen's winning. I don't want to give this an epic tag, because I don't think it's necessarily epic. But I don't know. How do you think I should label this game? Let me know in the comments what I should label this game, and I will label it with, I don't know, maybe like unique game? Semi-unique game? Let's see. Common and unique and rare. Maybe a rare TVZ. For many reasons, right? Queens win. Meching Terran loses against Ultraling. Really good drops. An Infested Command Center. No Infested Terrans, though. One of these days, we'll have an Infested Terran here for you, Dead Infested. We will see. Anyway, yeah, man, Sacsri just did not let up. His macro was on point. He just kept flooding in. Good Dark Swarms, good Plague Ooze, good Scourge hunting Science Vessels. And yeah, hold on a second. I just really want to make sure that Infested Command Center never made an Infested Terran. There was really no reason for him to do it. I think that was just him killing it, right? He didn't have a way to kill the command center, so he plagued it so that it would die, and it couldn't be used for mining anymore. So it lifts. It gets plagued. A queen dies off in the distance. Remember when I was like, it gets plagued? There we go. Like a whole minute after this. And then, I guess we could see this animation. We don't get this a lot. It's so good. That's so good. Okay, so in the final 2 minutes of this game, I'm going to assume we never made anything, but it's just so beautiful. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful thing. Dude, Queens and Infested Command Center and a Meching Terran loses to a Zerg. That's, it's a rarity, man. I think Ample played really well. He had a whole ton of siege tanks. A lot of good vultures, a lot of good spider mines, amazing science vessel play there too. Tons of irradiates and defensive matrix, and just a good game. Overall, I would classify that a good Brood War game. Full stop. 282,000 points for Ample, 331 for Sacsri. 1,200 Zerg units produced, 600 Terran units produced. That's a 2-to-1 production ratio. That's nuts. That is so good. Structures raised. Sacsri killed 40 Terran structures. 10 Zerg structures died, which is fair, because again, overlords and supply depots, you know how this works. And then just the amount of bases and more workers we had most of the game there, just way more gas mined, way more minerals mined, and outspent the Terran player by about 15,000 resources overall. Which cannot be enough in sometimes, but today it was enough, man. It was enough for Sacsri to get that win. So just a fantastically well-played game there by the Zerg player. I know, I hear you, Zergs. I do. I hear you complain in the comments about Zergs never winning anything. But I hope this has sated your souls a little bit. We got a really nice Zerg win against a really nice Terran player going mech. We got Queens. We got Infested Terrans. I don't know what else I can give you people. Let me know in the comments, though. All right, good stuff. So that right there is going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.